So in advance, I would just like to say, forgive me if in the next few months I start uploading a lot of Storm videos. I mean, it's inevitable, but I might as well warn you. Secondly, I'm also probably gonna upload a ton of Yakuza related videos because they both have new games coming out this year. Also, I've been revisiting the whole Yakuza series in recent months, and I already have several scripts lined up, so be prepared for that too. Anyway, as you probably know, the first trailer for Naruto Storm Connections came out. Overall, pretty underwhelming, didn't exactly leave us all that excited. I even made my video expressing how, even though in general I am pretty interested, and I can definitely see some potential depending on what vision Bandai has for this game, but that if I had to guess what to expect from the game based on the trailer alone, they didn't reveal that much, like really much of anything, so it did seem like we were getting more of the same. However, I always knew deep down that if the trailer had hidden clues, I probably wouldn't be the one to spot it because there are other people that understand this game deeper than I do, and already there have been a few interesting discoveries, nothing really all that special, but there is one that actually made me kind of hyped for the game depending on what it implies. So on Twitter, NSUNS243 made an interesting discovery while looking through the trailer. He noticed that both Indra and Ashura had attacks with hard knockdown animations in moments during the combo string that typically wouldn't. Now, if you don't know what a hard knockdown is, it's usually when your character receives some type of attack that causes them to fall without any opportunity to tech out. So to give an example, I have Melty Blood here. If you check the hit count, you'll notice that at first it was white, but then it got grayed out. This highlights that the combo in question isn't a true combo because the opponent can easily tech out of the combo by mashing a specific button. In contrast to this, hard knockdowns essentially mean that there are 0 ways to tech out and you need to wait for the character to stand up after getting knocked. In some instances, it may also mean that they can't be comboed even further, but there are some games where hard knockdowns can actually be chained with another attack. Dragon Ball FighterZ, for example, has plenty of these. UI Goku can use his light 214 special following a heavy attack, and there are plenty of examples of this. Now, what makes this so interesting isn't even the fact that Indra and Ashura have these properties during their auto combos, it's the fact that this might actually be a universal thing. If you check his replies, Pleiko and Poison Okami have pointed out that Kushina seems to have a similar thing. Now, following this observation, I took the time to revisit Storm 4 to confirm if this was true or not, and what I found out was really telling, and I think it's best if I show you guys what exactly do I mean by this with a visual example. So here I have Kushina, and pay close attention to the stun animation after Naruto gets knocked in the head by the frying pan and compare it to what is shown in the trailer. In Storm 4, you can tell that Naruto gets pushed back a little bit after the attack, while in the trailer he remains more or less in the same position, and I want you to notice the actual stun animation and how different it seems to be. They're not exactly the same. In fact, it looks more similar to a hard knockdown than a regular stun animation when you compare both side by side. And you can verify this by looking at multiple examples of attacks with hard knockdown animations. It looks exactly the same as what is shown in the trailer. Now, in case you don't understand why this is a big deal, let me explain to you why this might actually be game changing. But before I do that, I should make one thing clear. This is purely based on the animations. We don't know if these are actual hard knockdowns. For all we know, they could just be regular normals with recycled animation. But just for the sake of a discussion, let's assume that these are indeed knockdowns. So as for why this is a big deal. For one, this attack in specific isn't even a part of any specific neutral, down, or up combo. It's actually a part of our normals, specifically the last attack before the combo would switch to either neutral, down, or up. So for that to be the case, this heavily implies that you can combo after a hard knockdown, which you previously couldn't do. I mean, look at Kushina's tilt attack. Naruto is literally right in front of me, and despite me pressing buttons, the attacks are just not connecting. There are also some attacks that have a ground bounce and they can be chained with an ongoing combo, but the hitbox tends to be really bad and they're pretty easy to drop. But if CyberConnect 2 is going out of the way to allow hard knockdowns to be comboed, this will open the gate for a whole new set of potential combos for us to explore, and since Kushina previously didn't have this, it also means that they're going out of their way to update the existing roster to include this in their combos, which is quite interesting. The other thing about this that's piquing my interest is the simple question of why? Why are they doing this? What exactly are they planning to do with the combat system that would justify them implementing universal hard knockdowns into their normals? And that's the part that I'm not 100% certain why they would do it. Because in the case of Kushina, for example, there's no tangible benefit to doing this. I mean, if this is meant to make it easier to connect a ninjutsu attack, you could already do that before without much issue. So there has to be some mechanical change that we're still not aware of that benefits from this change. Now, this is the part where I share my personal theory and also kind of what I would like for them to be doing that would improve my experience with the game. If I had to guess, I think they're planning to introduce different types of attacks that benefit from long stuns and ground bounces in order to be chained to other combos. I don't know what it is, and it's hard for me to predict the vision that they have because I don't know what will remain the same, what will change, and what's gonna get removed. Whatever they do have planned, I hope that it will expand the combo game because at least to me, that has always been one of my main pet peeves with the Storm games, which is the fact that the combo game is kind of ass. I mean, there are a lot of high level players out there that can do some pretty unique stuff, but a lot of it involves breaking the game. The Ultimate Ninja series, at least to me, never felt like it was purposefully designed to be combo friendly the same way I would expect competitive fighting games to be. So if they're making strides to improve on this department, however it may be, that to me is a plus. And obviously right now we don't know what it is, but even if we just base off of what we can deduce from the trailer, I think the fact that some normals are being replaced with hard knockdowns that can be comboed with, that alone is going to expand the combo game beyond what we currently have. Because not only does this mean that some attacks are potentially being updated to have long enough stun animation for people to explore different opportunities for follow-up attacks, whether it's tilts, ninja items, or air dashes, but it could also mean that already existing attacks with any type of knockdown or bouncing effect will likely be easier to produce combo with, and I think this will change the meta for a lot of characters. Now initially I was kind of on a cautiously excited state in which I was interested in the game, and if I'm being honest, I'm gonna buy it regardless because the Ultimate Ninja games are one of the few ones where I would go out of my way to play the game myself day one because I do care enough about this series that I'm willing to take the risk of paying $60 without checking the reviews first. However, at the same time, I recognize the fact that the trailer didn't do a very good job convincing me that this was a game worth getting excited about because they really didn't show anything gameplay wise. However, with this little discovery, I'm actually a little bit hyped and I'm wondering more and more what changes we can expect from this new title. I hope it's good. I think a lot of us want it to be good, but that's something the CyberConnect 2 still needs to prove themselves. So we'll have to wait until more information is out in order to make that judgment. Anyway, I think that's all I had to share. Take care.